Bachelor's Bluff was a remote cabin nestled deep in the heart of the forest, a secluded haven for those seeking solitude and escape from the hustle and bustle of city life. Surrounded by towering pines and winding trails, it was the perfect setting for Derek's bachelor party, an intimate gathering of close friends to celebrate his upcoming wedding. Derek, a laid-back and adventurous soul, had chosen Bachelor's Bluff for its rustic charm and promise of outdoor adventure. As dusk settled over the forest, he and his friends, Dexter, Clyde, and Rudy, gathered around a crackling fire, beers in hand, to toast to their friendship and the new chapter in Derek's life. The night began with laughter and camaraderie, as old stories were shared and plans for the wedding were discussed. The fire cast flickering shadows across their faces, the forest alive with the chirping of crickets and the rustling of leaves in the breeze. But as the hours passed and the fire burned low, a chill wind swept through the clearing, a cold reminder of the isolation that surrounded them. Dexter shivered, pulling his jacket tighter around him as he glanced uneasily into the darkness beyond the fire's glow. "You guys hear that?" Dexter asked, his voice low and cautious. The others fell silent, straining to listen over the crackling embers. There in the distance echoed a faint, haunting melody, a soft, mournful tune that seemed to drift on the wind like a ghostly whisper. Clyde chuckled nervously, trying to dispel the unease that settled over the group. "Probably just the wind," he said, though his eyes betrayed a hint of uncertainty. But Rudy frowned, his brow furrowed in concentration as he listened more intently. "No, it sounds like music," he said. "Like someone playing a piano." Derek exchanged a puzzled look with his friends, the hairs on the back of his neck prickling with unease. Bachelor's Bluff was miles from the nearest town, its only inhabitants the creatures of the forest and the occasional hiker passing through. The idea of music drifting through the trees seemed improbable at best, unnerving at worst. Curiosity mingled with apprehension as the group debated whether to investigate the source of the haunting melody. Derek, ever the adventurous spirit, suggested they follow the sound, a decision met with equal parts reluctance and reluctant agreement. Armed with flashlights and a sense of trepidation, they ventured into the forest, a labyrinth of shadows and moonlit paths that seemed to stretch endlessly before them. The melody grew louder as they walked, its haunting notes guiding them deeper into the heart of the wilderness. After what felt like an eternity of stumbling over roots and pushing through underbrush, they stumbled upon an old, dilapidated cabin, a relic of a bygone era hidden among the trees. Its windows were dark, its roof sagging under the weight of years of neglect. The melody emanated from within, a haunting piano piece that echoed through the stillness of the night. Derek approached cautiously, his hand trembling as he reached for the cabin door. It creaked open with a mournful groan, revealing a scene frozen in time. Inside, the cabin was filled with dust-covered furniture and faded photographs, an eerie tableau of lives long forgotten. In the corner stood an old piano, its keys yellowed with age, but producing a melody that filled the cabin with melancholy. The friends exchanged bewildered looks, their hearts pounding in their chests as they tried to make sense of the surreal scene before them. Who had played the piano? Why was it in here, in the middle of nowhere? As they stood, transfixed by the haunting melody, a figure materialized before them. A woman in a flowing gown, her hair cascading over her shoulders like a waterfall. Her eyes were wide with sorrow, her presence ethereal and otherworldly. "Help me," the woman whispered, her voice a fragile thread that seemed to unravel in the stillness of the cabin. Derek stepped forward, his gaze locked with the woman's haunted eyes. "Who are you?" he asked softly, his voice filled with compassion and curiosity. But before the woman could answer, the cabin faded around them, a mirage that dissolved into mist and moonlight. The melody lingered in the air, a poignant reminder of the encounter that had shaken them to their core. Back at Bachelor's Bluff, the friends huddled around the dying fire, their minds racing with unanswered questions. Had they stumbled upon a ghostly apparition, a spirit trapped between worlds? Or was the haunting melody a trick of the wind and their overactive imagination? The rest of the night passed in tense silence, the memory of the cabin and its spectral inhabitant haunting their thought. Sleep came fitfully to some while others lay awake, listening to the whispers of the forest and the distant howl of a lone wolf. At dawn, they packed their belongings in solemn silence, their minds weighed down by the inexplicable events of the night. They left Bachelor's Bluff behind them, its secrets buried in the depths of the forest, unresolved and hauntingly mysterious. As they drove away, Derek glanced back at the clearing where they had spent the night, a solitary figure standing at the edge of the trees, her eyes watching them with a mixture of longing and sadness. The haunting melody echoed in his mind, a reminder of the fragility of life and the mysteries that lay hidden in the heart of the wilderness. And as they disappeared around a bend in the road, the figure vanished into the mist, leaving only the echo of her whispered plea, "Help me," lingering in the cool morning air.